Okay, it's confession time. Every time I go into the dentist, I end up having the same conversation. Hi. Are you brushing your teeth for at least 2 minutes twice a day? Oh, yeah. Are you using electric or a manual toothbrush? Oh, electric. Yeah, electric. And are you flossing regularly? Okay, look, it's not that I'm not aware of the benefits of flossing, gum disease, gingivitis, periodontitis, tooth loss, and I'm a doctor after all. I know there's a whole body connection between poor oral hygiene and cardiovascular disease. So to be honest, I began to feel a little bit useless that I'd never been able to make this really simple habit stick. But that's one of those quirks of life, isn't it? Sometimes we know what we need to be doing, we just can't seem to find the way to make the good habits stick. Now, there's actually a very good reason that flossing can be a tricky habit to establish, which I'll talk about later. But if any of this sounds like you, then this video is for you. Because the last time I got back from the dentist, I opened up the habit formation Bible that is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I worked out the habit formation principles that apply directly to flossing. 3 months later, I got this flossing thing dialed in. Oh, and by the way, if you're a dentist, I know you probably haven't got time to teach this stuff to every patient who's struggling to establish this habit. So maybe just send them this video. So one of the first things that James Clear talks about in the book is making good habits obvious and bad habits not obvious. Basically designing your environment for success. But how many of us have our dental floss hidden away in a drawer or a cupboard in the bathroom? Out of sight, out of mind. It's like taking vitamins. If they're tucked away in the back of the cupboard, you're less likely to remember to take them than if they're sitting out on the side. So step 1, get the flossing stuff out, put it next to your toothbrush and leave it there. And if you thought step 1 was easy, then step 2 is even easier. Another concept from the book is something called habit stacking. That's where you pair a new habit with an existing habit that you've already got firmly established. And the basic formula here is after I do existing habit, I'll immediately do new habit. And so in this case, many of us have already had this toothbrushing thing dialed in since childhood. So it's the obvious thing to pair flossing with. So it becomes after I brush my teeth, I floss my teeth. And that sounds really obvious, right? But the key here is to always do it after you brush your teeth, like every time. Don't just floss when you brush your teeth in the morning or in the evening. Do it every single time. Over time, toothbrushing and flossing become inseparable. You never do one without the other. And talking of brushing teeth, my parents very kindly bought me this toothbrush for my birthday back in March. And honestly, it is awesome. I was talking to my dentist about it and he was like, nice. Those are the Ferrari of toothbrushes, his words. And this isn't some paid promotion or anything like that. I just really like it. So if you've been thinking about upgrading your toothbrush, maybe this is your sign. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. And Claire also talks about making new habits so easy that you can't fail. Now I get it, mornings can be hectic. You're rushing to get the kids to school, trying to beat the traffic, and let's be honest, flossing can feel like the last thing that you've got time for. So here's how to make it ridiculously easy. When you're just starting out, commit to just flossing one tooth. That's it. Just one. It takes seconds. There's no excuses, right? And here's the magic. You're not just flossing a tooth, you're building the habit. Before you know it, you'll catch yourself thinking, well, if I'm flossing one, I might as well just do more. And that's how the habit grows. But we can actually take this make it easy thing a step further. Now, I don't love this one because it involves the use of single-use plastics, but it can be really useful when you're establishing the habit. Okay, let's be honest, the actual process of flossing is a bit of a faff really. Pull out a length of floss, wind it around your fingers, and then stick it into various parts of your mouth. So while you're establishing the habit, switch out to those pre-made dental harp things. They make the whole process just a little bit easier, and anything you can do to reduce the friction in those early days will really help with establishing the habit. And now if you take everything I've talked about and put it into place, that might be enough for you to finally establish the flossing habit. But there are a couple of other things you can do to really solidify this habit. So as I mentioned earlier, there's a reason why flossing can be such a tough habit for many of us to stick with. It's not very rewarding, is it? And think about it. We're great at repeating habits when they give us instant gratification. And brushing our teeth is an immediately rewarding thing. The minty flavour of the toothpaste gives us a lovely fresh feeling that feels good. So we want to do it again. And the only reason they add the minty flavour in the toothpaste is to make it more pleasant. And the same principles applied in many different places. Elsewhere in the bathroom, for example, soaps that give a nice lather and have a nice smell have been shown to encourage hand washing. Flossing though, it's just a bit meh. But there is a way to kind of hack this, as is outlined in Atomic Habits. We can tag a reward onto the end of our flossing habit to make it more appealing. Now, it doesn't have to be some big reward, it can be something small, but it must be done immediately afterwards and it must give a little bit of reward. And it's kind of related to the habit stacking thing, which is where we tag our new habit onto an existing habit, just at the other end. So the formula then looks like this. When I do established habit, I then do new habit, then I immediately do reward. So I was thinking, how can I make flossing just a little bit more rewarding? Well, here's what I came up with. You see, what I'm really going for in my oral care routine is that really clean mouth feeling. And what gives that clean mouth feeling more than anything? Mouthwash. Now, my dentist always tells me that mouthwash isn't important, but that's not the point here. The point is that I find it nice. And yeah, it gives me a really nice clean mouthfeel. It also washes away any tiny little bits of food that have been dislodged by the flossing process. And so the final tip is very much optional. You can track the habit of flossing. Some of us might choose to use an app or maybe a more analog solution to track our flossing. Now, this can be really helpful, but tracking can be a double-edged sword. And I talk a bit more about my love-hate relationship with habit tracking in the video that is on screen right now. If you want to learn more about why I don't think tracking is always a good idea, then head on over there to see that. Otherwise, happy flossing, and I hope to see you in the next video.